hope you're all great. So for today, our lesson is reading. So our subject for today is reading. But before that, let us have our opening prayer. Dear God, thank you for looking after our school. Thank you that you love each and every one of us here. Help us to learn, play, and share together, so that the wonderful world you have made becomes more beautiful every day. Amen. Before we discuss our lesson for today, kids, let us have our keywords that we will encounter in our passage. So let us read them all together. The first one is flowering plant. The second one is conifer. Next, we have produce. Next, we have reproduce. Next, we have cone, pine tree, fir tree, spruce tree, evergreen tree, needles, deciduous tree, broadleaf. Now let us find their meaning. Flowering plant means plant that have flowers and produce seeds in flowers. While conifer, trees that have needles and stay green all year long. Next we have produce. Produce means to bear, make, or yield something. Next we have reproduce. Reproduce means to make new living things to generate offspring. Next we have cone. Cone is any of several flower or fruit clusters suggesting a cone. Next we have pine tree. Pine tree, they are fast-growing softwoods that grow in relatively dense stands. Their acidic decaying needles inhibiting the sprouting of competing hardwoods. Next we have fir tree. Fir tree is genus of more than 40 species of evergreen trees of the conifer family. While spruce tree is a tree of a genus Picea, about 35 species of coniferous evergreen trees. And then next we have evergreen tree. It is the term of evergreen that means trees will keep growing leaves as other leaves fall off. Next we have needles. Needles is a slender, pointed object. And then next we have deciduous tree. It is a tree that have broad leaves that drop in the winter. And then broadleaf means having leaves that are not needles. Did you understand the meanings of our keywords, kids? If yes, now let us listen to the passage. Are you ready to listen, kids? Here's the passage.
Unit 13, Kinds of Plants.
There are many species of plants. However, scientists divide them into two main groups. These are flowering plants and conifers. The main difference between them is how they produce their seeds. A plant's seeds are what let it reproduce. Flowering plants have flowers and produce seeds in flowers. Most plants are flowering plants. They include peas, strawberries, cherries, and roses. Conifers do not have flowers. Instead, they produce their seeds in cones. Pine trees, fir trees, and spruce trees are conifers. Many conifers are evergreen trees. Evergreen trees have needles instead of leaves and stay green all year long. While most conifers have needles for leaves, the majority of trees are deciduous trees. Deciduous trees have broad leaves that usually change color in the fall. Also, they drop their leaves in winter. In spring, the leaves grow back again.
Did you listen carefully to our passage, kids? Now, let us read our passage. So, our topic again, kinds of plants. Again, kinds of plants. There are many species of plants. However, scientists divide them into two main groups, and these are flowering plants and conifers. The main difference between them is how they produce their seeds. A plant's seeds are what let it produce. So what does it mean, produce? Produce means make. Next, flowering plants have flowers and produce seeds in flowers. Most plants are flowering plants. They include peas, strawberries, cherries, and roses. While conifers do not have flowers. Instead, they produce their seeds inside of cones. Pine trees, fir trees, and spruce trees are examples of conifers. Many conifers are evergreen. Evergreen trees have needles instead of leaves and stay green all year long. Kids, remember, leaves are full of chemicals that are green. The most important of these chemicals is called chlorophyll, and it allows plants to make food so they can grow using water, air, and light from the sun or the sunlight. So the green chemical chlorophyll is really important. While most conifers have needles for leaves, the majority of trees are deciduous trees. Deciduous trees have broad leaves that usually change color in the fall. Also, they drop their leaves in winter. In spring, the leaves grow back again. Did you really understood our lesson, kids? Now, let us answer your book in reading. Are you ready? So, please turn your book on page 41. Let us answer main idea and details. Here's the first question. What is the passage mainly about? A. Deciduous trees drop their leaves in winters. B. There are two major kinds of plants. Letter C. Conifers have seeds in cones. So the answer is letter B. There are two major kinds of plants. Next question. Peas, strawberries, cherries, and roses are blank. A. Conifers. B. Deciduous trees. Letter C. Flowering plants. What's the answer? Letter C. Flowering plants. Next question. Where are the seeds in flowering plants? A. In their leaves. B. In their flowers. Or letter C. In their cones. The answer is letter B. In their flowers. Question number 4. What does produce mean? A. Divide. B. Drop. C. Make. The answer is letter C. Make. Okay, main idea and details. Question number 5. Complete the sentences. Under letter A, plants blank let them produce. The answer is seeds. Letter B, many conifers are evergreen trees that have needles. And then letter C, the leaves of deciduous trees change color in the fall. Now let's move on in number 6. Complete the outline. Under flowering plants, these are the clues. Have flowers, produce seeds in blank, include peas, strawberries, cherries, and roses. Now let us answer the clue number 2. Produce seeds in blank. The answer is flowers. Next, under conifers, these are the clues. Produce seeds inside of blank. Include blank, blank, fir trees and spruce trees. Are often evergreens, have needles. So let us answer first the first bullet. Produce seeds inside of cones. And then the second, include pine trees. And then for the last one, we have deciduous trees. These are the majority of trees, have blank leaves that change color in the fall, drop leaves in winter. What will be the answer in the second part? Have broad leaves that change color in the fall. Now let's move on in vocabulary builder. So these are the choices. We have conifers, deciduous trees, flowering plants, and reproduce. For the first picture, here's the clue. Plants that have flowers and produce seeds in flowers are called flowering plants. Next picture. Trees that have broad leaves that drop in the winter is called deciduous trees. Next, we have this picture. Trees that have needles and stay green all year long is called conifers. And then for the last one, to make new living things to generate offspring is called reproduce. Did you understand our lesson, kids? So now for your assignment or homework, in workbook, please answer page 15, letter A only. Gets, kids? Thank you for listening and watching. Goodbye!